Cascade Mountains of Washington, the Navy opens the world's largest radio transmitter. Its 1 million watts can flash a message around the world in a tenth of a second.
No way.
General David Sarnoff of RCA congratulates Admiral Carney, Chief of Naval Operations. And old Marconi operator himself, the General sends the first message using the type key on which he relayed the Titanic disaster messages. A ship or installation anywhere on the globe can be instantly reached from Radio Jim Creek, as the station is known.
Oh my God, no way!
Answering messages begin coming in over the station's teletype. Built at a cost of $14 million, the station embodies the last word in radio transmission and is a giant step forward in the Navy's network of communications.
No way! No way, no way!
Operating 24 hours a day, numerous nations maintain a network of LORAN transmitting stations to service the major shipping lanes. There are a pair here, for example, Sisconset and Bodie Island. One is known as the master station, the other is the slave. For a moment, consider these two stations operating as a synchronous pair, simultaneously emitting short pulses of radio energy. Leaving both shore stations simultaneously, a pair of pulses travel out into space, in all directions, at a constant speed, roughly 186,000 miles per second, or the speed of light. Plus, the pulse from the closer station will reach the ship an instant before the pulse from the other station.
But that's not possible.
The LORAN ship board gear measures this difference in time of arrival in millionths of a second, or microseconds. It simply determines how much longer one pulse takes to reach the ship than the other pulse.
What? You're joking, right?
Now, this same time interval will be observed at many points within the range of the two shore stations. And when connected, these points form a hyperbola, known as the LORAN line of position. To aid the navigator in obtaining a fix, specially prepared LORAN tables and charts contain accurately plotted lines of position on the various time differences encountered in a particular area. Having one line of position, we then obtain readings from another pair of stations. An accurate fix is established at the intersection of the two lines of position.
That's not right.
Its 1 million watts can flash a message around the world in a tenth of a second. A ship or installation anywhere on the globe can be instantly reached from Radio Jim Creek, as the station is known.
This fucking room because you're fucking too stupid to realize that people have work to fucking do. Get the fuck out of here!
Its 1 million watts can flash a message around the world in a tenth of a
Walk the
second.
hell out. Yawn outside. Stay out of class.
A ship or installation anywhere on the globe can be instantly reached from Radio Jim Creek, as the station is known.
Right. You are everything that's gone wrong in this world. You are self-consumed, no talent, mediocre piece of shit.
Its 1 million watts can flash a message around the world in a tenth of a second. A ship or installation anywhere on the globe can be instantly reached from Radio Jim Creek, as the station is known. Its 1 million watts can flash a message around the world in a tenth of a second.
Google Maps for mobile has solved this problem with a new beta feature called My Location. Instead of you telling Google your location, Google displays your location on the map with a click of a button, and it doesn't require GPS. So, how does it work? Each time you use your phone to make a call, send a text message, or view a website, the information goes through towers, which provide your phone with reception. A tower picks up your call and connects you to your Aunt Molly. The same thing happens when you fire up Google Maps for mobile. The tower gives you the reception you need to access map information. These towers also help Google display your location. Each tower has a unique footprint. When you access My Location, Google calculates an estimated location of your handset based on the unique footprint of nearby towers. It's not GPS, but it comes pretty close. The location accuracy may vary, and the service gets better the more you use it.
The White Alice Communications Tower loomed over the bush community of Bethel, Alaska for more than 60 years and was a defining trait of the town, which made its demolition a sad event for the residents. To understand the story of the tower, let's begin with the state of communication in 1950s Alaska. At that time, Alaska was a sparsely populated territory with massive expanses between population centers, and transmission between these areas relied upon a thin web of terrestrial telephone cables. This system was woefully inadequate for the needs of Alaskans. For example, only a single call could be placed at any time between Nome and Fairbanks. The White Alice Communication System, or WACS, was developed to allow for easier communication between Alaska's cities, towns, villages, and military stations, using tropospheric microwave antenna. Each site had multiple 60-foot-tall antennae, each looking like a large, curved billboard, which transmitted a signal at an upwards angle in the direction of another site. The receiving antenna caught the signal as it bounced off the atmosphere and headed back to Earth. Construction of the Bethel site began in 1957 and was completed January 18, 1958. The site had 3 pairs of towers, 6 in total. At the time, the antennas were the largest structures in Bethel and were built on one of the highest points near town. For 21 years, they were the portal to the outside world, as well as a crucial visual reference for snow machiners and pilots headed home from across the tundra. However, by the 1970s, satellite communication was becoming more feasible and proved to be a cheaper option than maintaining far-flung stations across Alaska. Some White Alice sites were sold off to private buyers, and some simply went offline. The Bethel site was officially decommissioned in 1979. Over the ensuing decades, the Air Force and Bethel locals stripped the site. 5 of the 6 towers were torn down sometime between 1983 and 1999, yet one solitary tower continued to dominate the Bethel horizon. The White Alice Tower became a symbol of Bethel and its history, and climbing atop it became a rite of passage for the young people and new arrivals of the town. The Air Force felt that these unguarded and slowly deteriorating antennae spread out across the state were too much of a liability, and began the process of fully demolishing unused sites in the late 2000s. Bethel's final tower came down on August 26, 2011. Bethel instantly recognized and felt its loss. Today, the tundra has an empty point on the horizon for many people in Bethel, Alaska. Ask someone from around here about it, and they will likely tell you their story about the White Alice Tower. Alaska's bush communities are in a constant state of change, and it's worthwhile to investigate the history of the area around us, to learn the impact it has had and will have on our lives.